Hello, my name is Brian Maxwell, and this is Brian's voice. Well, I'm Brian, and this is my voice, and I'm wearing strange glasses, and the window's open. You may hear the outside world and a little glare from my ring light. Ain't I pretty? The reason I have this on, and the window is open, is because I am slightly ill, sick. Look. I look like I've enjoyed things that makes music sound better. And I just thought it was better for everyone involved if I put on my rose-coloured glasses. Or as Ethan says, Daddy Orange. Yes, son. Daddy Orange. Today, I would like to show you all the voices I can do, or at least all the voices that I can do in 20 minutes. Because this is Brian's voices. Do you remember Mrs. Doubtfire? The scene where she says, "Do you have any special skills?" And he says, "Yes, I do voices." Was I the only person who thought, "Oh, that's it. That's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, is voices"? I have done voiceover work. Thank you, Robert Downey, of my favourite webcomic, Peculiara. And there will be a link to that in the description. I voiced a leprechaun called Slamrock. And ironically enough, it was like 3 accents in one. There was a little bit of a Nordy, and then like this kind of higher version, and then slightly tougher version. And God bless him, he put them all in, and it did its job. But listening back to it, I was like, there's a little bit of inconsistency there. How very strange of me to have so many different voices. If you're looking very carefully, you can see me in my own glasses. Does that mean I get more views? Apologies. There will be snuffling and me leaning away, because I will not edit. You will get the raw version directly to your ears. But the idea of doing voices on a day when I'm sick is insane. But as you've all experienced, this is my voice. There are times I wish this wasn't my voice. And maybe I have a slightly deeper timbre. And I'm able to talk with real intimidation and masculine power. When really, I just sound like a person. Possibly someone who was raised by sentient radios. And you're listening to Q102's BrianFM.com. And coming up next, we have lots of music and a competition about stamps. Who wants to listen to me be on the radio? I'll do that. I did a course to learn how to actually do a radio show with the guys who do Christmas FM. And they said, look, write a little segment and do a bit of a talking segment. I was like, cool. So of course I found an opportunity to put a voice in. And I was just a little leprechaun talking to all the boys and girls about Christmas. And I'm legally allowed to say that word now, because at the time of recording, it is now November, and we can talk about Christmas. I am a little elf. And so is the voice I just did. Just the texture and changing of my vocal folds. Ooh, can't even say that. That PG. Is where I grew up, most people. talk like that. I'm actually from the north side of Dublin, so you're supposed to talk like that. That's the way everyone talked where I was from. And then I came home from school one day and I said, "Here, Ma, where's me dinner?" And I threw me back at her. And then my mum respectfully returned serve with the bag and informed me, "You won't be talking like that. Stop it. There's nothing wrong with talking like that, and you will not be using a voice that isn't yours. Go outside and look at our neighbours. They're lovely people. Don't be taking the piss." And she was right. But a person's voice is like... it's like a vocal font. It's like oral handwriting. I sound the way I sound, and I have the mannerisms that I have, which are actually a little bit more akin to, like, being from the south side, just typical, like, G4 south side of Dublin. And no one actually believes that I am from, like, the Greater Dublin 17 area. I've actually, like, really, like, gone completely away from my Clontarf roots. Believe it or not, born and raised in Clontarf for a month. I shouldn't sound the way I sound, because you're supposed to sound like the people you grew up with. And I grew up in the north side of Dublin, in an area that has horses and scramblers. And I love where I'm from, but my voice doesn't sound like it's from there. I love fantasy, storytelling, genre-based stuff. Most notably, Dungeons and Dragons. And that it's something that... I thought I broke my squeegee toy. It scared me. In Dungeons and Dragons, I associate all of the races, the fantasy races in Dungeons and Dragons, with, like, very obvious voices.
So if there's a little goblin, he's got to have this little voice like that. "Hello, can I have some of your toes? Give me them, I want to nibble them."
If there is a big orc, he will sound like this. "Hello. I'm gonna smash you now. Sorry about that."
If there is a brave and noble knight, I am a paladin, sworn to my liege. I carry with me the power of faith, of which I am the right hand of the god of waffles. Not necessarily a race, but like a class of D&D. Why is it that I imagine an elf, hundreds of years old, speaking like this? I've lived so long. My words are whispers of eons. Humanity is a hiccup in time to a creature such as myself. I have a halfling character I play in D&D. Halflings are essentially hobbits. Shh. Don't tell the Tolkien estate.
My character, his name's Philo. Hello, my name is Phil O'Sabin, and I am a mushroom farmer. I'm a tiny little fella, and I give you a right bunk if you're cheeky. If you're good, we'll play a lovely game of shovel, parchment, orb. Very much like rock, paper, scissors, except slightly more magical. Ain't that lovely?
All fantasy voices are English. That's your dwarf.
Well, laddie, I'm from the mines. I'm a powerful, rugged, big-bearded dwarf. And I basically just sound like I'm Scottish. But unfortunately, when I do a Scottish accent, it kinda sounds like it's nerdy as well. They're very close together. To me, I cannot stress how much I respect and love the people from Northern Ireland.
Beautiful Nordy men. I love you all.
The idea of Scottish is dwarf. I don't know why we decided it, but now that's just the way it is. That's the way it has to be.
There's something in being able to change my voice, and I used to do it. Used to work in Carol's Irish Gives, best for quality, best for value, was the announcement I heard ad nauseum for about 7 years. And because everyone who was arriving there, and the customers, were just like tourists, they're on their holiday, so I was able to just pretend I was somebody else. Be careful when you're doing a voice that's associated with a different language. I was trying to be French, and I was speaking like I was French, and like, you sound kind of weird. I'm like, yeah, I've been living in Ireland for like a lot of then now it's gone back to being Scottish. It's like, he was like, "Le parle français?" I was like, no, parle anglais, s'il vous plaît. And they're like, this guy is weird. My favourite thing that I used to do while working in Carol's was you'd have to do the "please get out of here" announcements, of which I maintain should have been read in multiple languages. But I didn't do that. I just read it as Gollum from Lord of the Rings. What I was supposed to say was, "Ladies and gentlemen, the store is now closing. Please make your way to the tills at the rear of the store, and thank you for shopping with Carol's Irish Gifts." I said,
"Ladies and gentlemen, the store is now closing. Please make your way to the rear of the store. And thank you for shopping in Carol's Irish Gifts." Gollum. "Yes, thank you for shopping."
I would have loved to do the full thing.
"Yes, thank you for shopping with us, precious. You're buying a t-shirt? Oh, lovely. Who are you buying it for? Is it someone who's very precious? Yes, is it someone you really love?" "No, nobody loves you. No one would ever buy you a t-shirt." Not listening. Not listening.
Yeah, that'll be €5, please. Yeah, or no, you'd be charging €5 for a t-shirt. Go away with that. 20 quid if you're lucky. I don't know why I like doing it. Some would say psychologically I'm trying to stay away from my actual authentic self, which is actually the experiment of this YouTube channel, and the current run of videos I'm doing is to actually embrace my authentic self. I'd much rather do characters. I'd much rather pretend to be somebody else, because trying to be myself it's actually difficult for me. Characters are easy. I would much rather pretend than be myself. And it's difficult some days. And this is what this has been really lovely, is being able to connect with people with the sole intention of not putting on a voice, not putting on a character. Because when I originally you can, if you're brave enough to go near any of my older videos, if you do watch them, just say Brian. I had to look at it. That's shocking. Like, I thought of doing like the whole YouTube thing. Hi everybody, yes, I'm Brian Maxwell and this is my voice. And that's what you want, right? Right? That's what you want, right? And in the back of my head, honestly, all I want to be is just Venom. The Tom Hardy version. Briny, eat more chocolate. Eat more chocolate. And then you will get all the views. And with more views means more people. And then I get to eat their brains. Brrr. Just that. That's all I like doing. Brrr. Like a Mongolian throat singer. It's very strange to try and not run off into characters and strange inflections. And I would hope if I ever swayed from what is authentic and you believe is authentic, they can let me know. It's like, you're a bit off there, love. And there's it's odd doing voices because there's so many voices I would do that could be seen as being disrespectful. And I can't help the fact that the two most fun voices I do have very camp and effeminate inflections, even more than I currently am speaking. I swear to God, right? Swear to God, this is just the most fun way to be. And it's not disrespectful. There's just something about it. Just something about to be enjoying, to have myself like this. It's just so much fun. And then, of course, there is my slightly more European variant. I think it's so much fun to be. Don't you think so? Would you imagine walking around your day like this? It's like, hello, I would like an Americano and a little croissant. Thank you very much. Who wouldn't want to be that person? I know I am that person, just not that German. Kind of. I would love, if that was my authentic self, to be able to walk around going, how's it going, Jer, love? Can I have a sausage roll, Jer? Could you any chance to give us a little bit of that black pudding as well? That'd be lovely. I adore people's voices. I love hearing all the different types of voices in the world. One of my dearest friends used to live in Ireland. Joffre, one of my favourite friends. He was from Colombia. And he called me Monkey. Monkey. Hey, Monkey. Give me more of the nuts. Give me them. I love the nuts. They have so much sugar. Oh, I love them so much. So much so that I refer to Ethan as Monkey. And I would hate to think that any voice I do would ever, actually genuinely upset someone. But I would hope I've built up a little bit of credibility that if I'm doing a voice, it's for the fun and the love of doing a voice. I find that quite odd, the apu of it all. The apu na has a pima petal on. And secrets, lads, secrets. Hank Azaria, not Indian. The voice actor who played Apu, not Indian. And I get, this is I'm split. Part of me wants to go, yes, representation. And the other part is just vocal performance. Of course, you're not going to do, exploitative voices. It's this odd mix that I don't have an opinion to fall on either side of the argument, because I see value in both. I just want to be able to do fun voices for fun. If I say one word in one voice and you think, oh, Jesus. Hey, man, the second I say that, second I go there, you're like, that's it. Shut it down. Is that true? Is it that easy? Because there's an industry, and with an industry there's money, and with money there's investors, and with investors there's trying to make everyone happy all of the time. And the second you say something that's out of line or out of pocket, and the money goes away, it's like, well, you're fucking gone. Like, is it equally as offensive for me to say, as is evident by the man there, hello, I'm Johnny Cash? Is that as bad? Is that as insulting? Is it just a race thing? I say, with my current complexion, that the devil is trying to take me. It's an odd thing. Is it right to do any voice, if you can, even as poorly as I do them? Is it bad? Is there a line? And you want to hear me do more voices? I've characters for days. Would you like to see some sketches? I'd love to do it. But again, I have reached my allotted time. I hope you have enjoyed the multiplicity of my voice this week. And thank you so much for listening. Mind yourself. And I'll talk to you real soon.